To multiply two proper fractions together, I multiply the numerator by the numerator. That's the 2 times by the 5 over denominator times by the denominator. That's 3 times by the 7. And that equals 2 times 5 is 10 over 3 times 7, which is 21. When we divide two fractions, we sometimes follow what's referred to as the KFC method. Let's keep the first fraction the same, flip the second fraction and change the divide in 2 times. Following that method, I write the first fraction the same as 2 over 3. I flip the second fraction, which is 7 over 5, and I change the divide in 2 times. Now I have two fractions multiplied together. I follow fraction multiplication rules. That's numerator times numerator. That's 2 times by the 7 over denominator times denominator, and that's 3 times by the 5. So that's equal to 14 over 15. When we multiply a whole number by a fraction, the first thing we have to do is change the whole number into fraction form. That's writing it over 1. So 2 over 1 times by 3 over 5. Now with two fractions multiplied together, again I follow fraction multiplication rules. That's numerator times numerator, 2 times 3 over denominator times denominator, that's 1 times by the 5, which equals 6 over 5. That's a top heavy fraction changed into a mixed fraction. There's 1 5 and 6, leaving 1 over 5. When we divide a whole number by a fraction, we do the same thing again. The starting point is to change the whole number to fraction form by putting it over 1. We still have a divide by the second fraction. Using the KFC method, keep the first fraction the same, that's 2 over 1. Flip the second fraction, that's 5 over 3, and change the divide in 2 times. Now I have two fractions multiplied together. I follow fraction multiplication rules. Numerator times numerator, that's 2 times by the 5 over denominator times denominator, that's 1 times by the 3, equals 2 times 5 is 10 over 1 times 3 is 3. Top heavy fraction, there are 3 3's in 10, so 3 whole, and that leaves 1 out of 3. When we're multiplying mixed fractions together, we cannot proceed without changing the mixed fractions into top-heavy or improper fractions. We cannot multiply mixed fractions. So my first step is to write equals. Change the first fraction into top-heavy. That's 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5. That's 5 over 3 times by, and change the second mixed fraction into top-heavy fractions. That's 2 times 7 is 14 plus 4 is 18 over 7. I now follow the fraction multiplication rules. That's numerator times numerator. That's 5 times by the 18 over denominator times denominator, which is 3 times 7. That is simply 90 over 21, and there are 4 21s in 90, leaving 6 over 21. 6 and 21 simplify, they have a common factor of 3, so I divide the 6 by 3 and 21 by 3, so the answer is 4 and 2 over 7. I could have simplified that before I multiplied. So as an alternative, this is an alternative method, starting with the 5 times 18 over 3 times by the 7 stage. If I look at the numbers in the numerator and denominators, there are two numbers that have common factors. The 3 and the 18 both have a common factor of 3. So I can actually divide by 3. So I divide the 18 by 3 and the 3 by 3. That gives me 1 there and gives me 6 there. I can now multiply the 5 by the 6 to give me 30 over 1 times 7, which is 7. And that's a top-heavy fraction with 4 sevens in 30, so there's 4 whole and remainder of 2 over 7. To divide mixed fractions, I cannot divide mixed fractions. My first step is to change the mixed fractions into top-heavy or improper fractions. So the first mixed fraction becomes 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. And I still have a divide. And I change the second mixed fraction into top-heavy improper fraction. That's 2 times 7 is 14 plus 4 is 18 over 7. I can now follow the KFC method. Keep the first fraction the same. Flip the second fraction, so that's 7 over 18, and change the divide into multiply. Now I have two fractions multiplied together. That's numerator times numerator, 5 times by the 7 over denominator times denominator, which is 3 times by the 18, and that equals 5 times 7 is 35 over 3 times 18 is 54, and there's nothing more I can do about it.